Alright. Hi everyone, how's it going? So, just like I had made an incentive for, this is part 2 of the Specs and Stats QA. And this time, I brought my lovely sister, Specs and Sis, to come help with the interview questions. Cool.
Alright, first question.
Alright.
Why did you stop running normal hundo?
So I stopped running normal hundo because while I was doing the 3D challenge, there were new discoveries and glitches of New Game Plus. The reason why I'm probably not going back to normal hundo anytime soon is because the biggest reason I was doing it was for the 3D challenge. You know, running DLC didn't really fit into the 3D challenge, but it's something I always wanted to do. I always made sub-incentives for it. I always would like reroute it and then do a one-off run whenever a glitch was discovered, but it never really got the full attention that the normal 100% without DLC did, which I kind of regret. So if I were to go back to normal 100%, that isn't New Game Plus or no source requirement or anything like that, then it would most likely be with DLC. Because I want to give DLC the same amount of attention that I gave no DLC, just because I want to see what the potential is for that category, especially since the new glitch SCWs were discovered, so now you can skip a lot of the monument cutscenes and such. So, yeah. If I do end up going back to 100% no DLC, it will probably be in a very long time from now. I don't see myself doing it anytime soon, just because there's no reason to. The biggest reason I did it was for the marathon. And so if I were to go back, it would probably be to maybe do another marathon, but yeah.
Okay, second question. Will you ever try to take your record back?
No, not with the intention of taking my record back. I've said this multiple times on stream, and I think I've said it before in the previous FAQ. I don't really care about world record, especially in categories like Breath of the Wild 100%, because if you're running a more prestigious speed run like Super Mario 64, you know, 16 star, or you're doing, you know, Ocarina of Time 100%, there are a lot more runners. There's a lot more people doing the speed run, and so there's more pride in the effort that you put into getting world record. When there's like 6 or 7 people running a category, it's not really, there's no point in bragging or saying, oh look, I've got world record, or oh, world record's amazing, when there's only like 5 other people running it, you know? And as this recording is being done, there's only like 5 or 6 people running Breath of the Wild 100% normal. So, the prestige really isn't that appealing. Even if it was appealing, it's never been a thing for me. I've always said that I don't care about world record, even back when I had it. So, it's not a big deal. I've got better things to do. If I do come back and try to speedrun normal 100%, it's not with the intention of getting world record, because I just don't care.
Third question. Any plans beyond Breath of the Wild?
Plans beyond Breath of the Wild? Right now it is all Breath of the Wild, honestly. This is kind of a lull state between Breath of the Wild and Breath of the Wild 2. I'm probably going to be doing some other stuff, but we'll see. Like I said, and beyond Zelda right now, no. There's nothing beyond Zelda right now. I'm gonna wait till Breath of the Wild 2 comes out. I'm gonna play it, see if I like it. If I like it, we'll speedrun it.
Will you ever try the 3D challenge again?
That was brutal. That was so brutal. It was so hard. I feel like if I ever do it again, it's going to be in a time far in the future, and if I do it again, I'm going to do it differently. I kind of rushed myself into the end, the last year of prep. It took me 3 years to prepare, but the last year of prep, I kind of rushed into it. I feel like if I were to attempt it again, I would approach the entire process the same way I did the first year or two, where the first year or two, I did a game, and I speedran it for like 6 to 8 months. I did that for Wind Waker HD before it was no longer allowed for the marathon. They said, okay, you can only do the original games, which was unfortunate because I spent like 8 months on Wind Waker HD, and that's all I ran was Wind Waker HD. And then when I was comfortable with it, then I moved on to other games. And so if I were to go back and speedrun the marathon again, I would, instead of taking 2-3 months to learn the other games, I would do like a full 8-9 month, even a year commitment per game. And so I would run the game for a year until I got a respectable, competitive time. I was comfortable with the run. And then once I would move on to the next game. And I would do that until I was able to get all 6 games. Because at a certain point, when you do that, even if you drop a game for, 3, 4, 5 months, you've got that muscle memory still in you.
Yeah.
Like while I was doing the other games, I would come back to Breath of the Wild and just back to where I was immediately.
Because you played that one continuously.
So much.
Yeah.
And so I want to get to that point with the other games so that I can be like, okay, I'm going to grind out, Ocarina of Time now, and then I'll come back to Majora's Mask once every month or so and do a run just so that it's fresh in my mind. And it'll be fresh in my mind, rather than me spending 12 hours on a speedrun that normally takes 4.5 hours.
Your time probably will be...
Yes, and that's the biggest reason why I want to get a good time. I want to, because the first run was, I just want to be the first person to do it. I want to do it. I want to get it done. I want to prove that it can happen, that someone has the capacity of keeping all 6 games in their noggin and then putting it on the controller. And now that I've proved that, I want to actually go for a really good, respectable time, if I end up doing it. But that's not something that, again, with how much prep that would take, I don't expect to do it in the near future. I have no plans to. But that's how I would do it if I wanted to.
What did you think of Age of Calamity?
Age of Calamity was good. It was really good. It was a prequel to Breath of the Wild. They basically made a prequel of Breath of the Wild, showing like story that happened before, like an alternate reality story of like how the story would be if it was different. And I liked it. I liked it a lot. It was done in the form of a Koei Tecmo game called Dynasty Warriors, where it's not quite RPG style. You're basically running around hacking and slashing large mobs of enemies.
Oh, yeah.
It's super therapeutic. I'll let you play it one of these days, and it's super good. It's super fun. I like those style of games. A lot of people gave it crap because it wasn't the traditional Zelda, format. But I liked it a lot. I love Koei Tecmo games. I love Dynasty Warrior games. I played the first Hyrule Warriors when it first came out on Wii U. I 100%ed the entire game twice on the Wii U. Then they came out with a definitive edition with new characters and new maps on the Switch. I then 100%ed that one. So I've 100%ed the first one 3 times. I've already 100%ed Age of Calamity once. I think I want to go back and hundo it again, just casually. But I really, really liked it. It was such a good game. The story is better than normal Breath of the Wild for sure. The alternate story that they gave, though, well, what if this was this way? So much better, so much better. And a lot of people are like, oh, it's controversial. I'm just like, dude, it's good. It's good. You get good voice acting. You get more Breath of the Wild, which we all love. More story of the world of Breath of the Wild. It's phenomenal. It's a great game.
So you would speedrun Age of...
That's the plan. That is actually the plan. That is the plan, is to speedrun Age of Calamity 100%. I will put it this way. I have negative interest in routing it. So I'm kind of waiting for someone else to do it. And then just taking their work and I'm like, okay, that's how you do that. Okay, and then you do that in that order. Okay, cool. We'll do that then. And then just doing it. I have zero interest with all the routing that I already have to do for Breath of the Wild constantly. I have zero interest in routing it myself. So right now I'm just kind of in this chill state where I'm doing Breath of the Wild stuff. New Game Plus is cool and fresh. DLC needs a makeover. I'm just kind of doing my Breath of the Wild thing. And I'm just gonna let it ride out, and then hopefully by the end I'm done and I'm ready to go over to Age of Calamity. They've already figured out Age of Calamity 100%. So fingers crossed. We'll see. But the plan is to speedrun it. Yes, absolutely. Those are all the questions that I've got. You guys have to work for more questions. I will set up another incentive for you guys, and we'll set up another one, and maybe we'll get SpecsN in here again. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it, and you all take care.